Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. How are we getting on? So, today we're just doing a little follow-on from my Hunter Shack build at the weekend and doing a little nighttime tour, as a few of you have asked to have a little look at that, so I thought I would oblige. Let's have a look at this spot in the evening. So yeah, as I say, this spot is the place that I did at the weekend, so if you want to check out the full build and the daytime tour and have a look at the location, just north of the flooded train yard, then do check that video out. I'll make sure I link it in the description for you and up in the top right corner. But yeah, the evening lighting is not bad here. Those of you who were here in the very, very beginning of the game may well remember that nighttime, back when 76 first came out, was very, very dark indeed. You could barely see your hand in front of your face. And probably for the best, Bethesda decided, along with the shouting of the community, to bump up the light level at night to the level that we now have. Personally, I think maybe they went a little too far in the other direction, and I think this camp in particular might have benefited if it had been maybe halfway between the two. But yeah, you kind of get the idea of what it looks like anyway. So we'll have a quick whip to the back. You can see there's just a little bit of light coming around the place from the outside. Tuck that collectron in the back that wasn't there on the initial build, because it's useful to have. Yeah, the idea here, obviously, is it's a beaten-up, falling-down hunter shack that somebody's moved into post-war and just tried to nail as much wood over it as possible to try and make it a bit more sound, and is now taking up residence. So this person, as you can probably tell from the decor, is a bit of a paranoid, lives-in-the-woods hunter-type nutter. The kitchen, as you'll see, looks a bit like a meth lab, but that was kind of the vibe we're going for. But because of that, I thought we'll go for no electricity in this place. So everything is oil lamps or lanterns or candles, that sort of thing. And we've got, of course, the fireflies and jars hanging from the front here. Those things were in the first season, coming up on 2 years ago now, the legendary run. So unfortunately not available anymore, but something I don't get to use a great deal. So for our little crafting area here, the one nod to electricity we've got really is that lamp on the tinker's bench there. The rest of it's lanterns. But unfortunately, as we only have, well, I only have the one skin for it. That's the only option available for lighting that particular tinker's bench. So we'll move on inside. As I say, the idea in here is to go fairly dingy, which I think it is, but it's a little bit more light in here than I'd like, and I think it always would be, no matter what I did with the lighting, as I say, just because nighttime's not as dark as perhaps it could be. Tough line to walk, I guess, for Bethesda. You can see I've gone for fire as a theme. So we've got lanterns, we've got candles on the walls, and we've got the big skelly boy chandelier hanging from the ceiling there, which is absolutely awesome. I'm glad I get to use that a lot. I think in hindsight, being 2020 as always, maybe those two lanterns in the middle on the chemistry station there might have been better off not being there, just to make it a little bit dimmer. But the flip side of having a bit of extra light, of course, is you can see the rest of the decoration a bit more clearly, which I spent a considerable amount of time on, so kind of want to be able to show it off, I guess. Actually be able to see it. So, as mentioned in the previous video, I also put some lanterns going up the stairs here. It's quite easy to do. They sit quite nicely on the treads there, so that's not too bad. And it gives you a little bit of light. You can see what you're doing on the way up. And lights this back edge of the building quite well as well. Not so much here on the landing. It kind of gives an idea of what it'd be like if I took a couple of the bits out, maybe. Maybe I should do that. Same thing up here. There's maybe a couple more than I needed, really. But you can see the bedroom a little more clearly that way, so that's a win. Yeah, maybe 2 instead of 4 lanterns up here. Maybe, I think. The one on the floor and the one that's behind us might have been better off not being there. But yeah, it does give that kind of nice orange glow, which all the fire type, well, almost all of the fire type stuff does. So the lanterns and candles and stuff. For some reason the fire barrel is blue, but, you know, what can you do about that? It makes a much nicer tone and warmer vibe when you use those. It's the same reason I use the cage bulb lights a lot that you get from Daily Ops when they have power in a build, because it gives that a similar colour of tone of light. It's a more tungsten vibe and makes for a much more pleasant kind of environment, rather than the really white clinical light that some of the others give out. They're often too bright as well, which is, that's the thing. For the right build, having bright white light works. You know, I did an Alien Research Centre a while ago. Builds up on the channel. Obviously the lights in there are very, very white and clinical, and that makes sense, but not so much for something like this. We've got lots of little bits of shadow around as well, which really kind of accents the build, makes it that bit more beaten up and dilapidated looking, and creates that creepy vibe. Yeah, overall, I'm fairly happy with how it came out. Maybe a little heavy-handed in a couple of areas, but gives quite the right vibe for a no-power, shack in the woods, barely repaired, just about still standing vibe, which works okay. Obviously got the same problem with the punch card machine there that we had with the Tinker suspension, that they only come with electric lighting on them, so what can you do? But yeah, overall, I quite like how this came out. So, I hope you enjoyed a little look at this place in the evening. If you want to see the full build and you haven't already, I'll link it in the description, as I say, and up in the top right corner as well, so you can find your way over to that one, and then up at the weekend, and yeah, quite a simple but effective build, this one, I think. I'm quite happy with it. It'll also be making an appearance on stream later this week, so if you do want to catch that, I hope we'll see you there. And while you're making your way over there, if you are, do check out the description for channel memberships, subs, likes, and all that other good stuff, merch store that's down there as well. Very, very much appreciate that. But for now, I do hope you enjoyed this one. Thank you very much for watching. I look forward to speaking to you all very, very soon.